The takeover of the medical industry was accomplished by the takeover of the medical schools. They skewed the whole thing in the direction of pharmaceutical drugs. All of the great teaching institutions in America captured by the pharmaceutical interests in this fashion.
The royal bloodline, the early priest kings, who were the first bankers, who were issuing their own money to enslave their subjects, the people. And the temples were the first banks. Ridiculous, as unconscious as you can possibly get, and as disconnected from the source as you can possibly get. It is the antithesis of everything we should be doing, recognizing that we have the power inside us. For thousands of years, people heal themselves with natural remedies and plants, and suddenly the pharmaceutical industry comes along. They extract the active ingredient to put it in a box so they can sell it to us. And suddenly they make the plants illegal and unlawful, so you can't grow them yourself. Where money comes from, why and how it was introduced as a tool of enslavement.
Never in my whole life did I swear allegiance to him.
He is your king.
And we see exactly the same pattern and the same philosophy, the same laws that were applied then, that are applied today to banking and the creation of money out of thin air. And this is what people need to remember, that these priest kings created value out of nothing, the same way that our central banks create value out of nothing.
That money actually has just been wished into existence, if you like, by that bank. It simply created those digits in the bank account. So when banks lend you money, they're actually just creating money out of thin air. Countries in the Middle East who reject the dollar, if they've got unsavory dictators, if you can make up stories about weapons of mass destruction, and so on. So Iraq and Libya were two prime examples where the regimes were trying desperately to reject the dollar reserve system and the petrodollar system. And of course, we know what happened to Saddam Hussein and Muammar Gaddafi. They didn't last too long after that.
The coalition said destroying Gaddafi was not their goal. Then why bomb his palaces? Now some officials have claimed that eliminating him was in fact their goal. Who gave them that right? Did he have a fair trial? Returning to the no-fly zone, the bombings are destroying the country's entire infrastructure. When the so-called civilized world uses all its military power against a small country destroying what's been created by generations, I don't know if that's good.
Powell appeared before the United Nations to make the case that there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq.
Talked about how you felt to your stomach when you found out there were no weapons of mass destruction. Can you bring me to that moment?
It evolved. The fact that there wasn't weapons evolved. I mean, when we first got in there, started looking around and didn't find anything, you get that kind of sinking feeling that, yeah, I felt terrible about it.
We should have never been in Iraq. We have destabilized the Middle East. You call it whatever you want. I want to tell you, they lied. They said there were weapons of mass destruction. There were none, and they knew there were none. There were no weapons of mass destruction.
All right.
Iran is a country that is also trying to reject the dollar system, and it's a big oil producing country as well. America knows that it would have a very difficult time invading Iran. So instead it used sanctions, very onerous sanctions.
And make us, the human race, who have been ignorant about this for thousands of years, work our lives with our blood, sweat and tears to pay back these central bankers something that they've created out of nothing and keep us all enslaved with.
You told me that our passions in life precede our giftings. Can you tell our viewers a bit more about that?
Lose the fear. Worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to die. You're going to die in any case. So lose the fear, live a beautiful life.
It's an ancient philosophy of sharing and caring for the people in your community, treating them like members of your family. So in essence, I refer to it as unity within community, where everybody works for the greatest benefit of everyone in the community. Often the meaning that is ascribed to Ubuntu is, I am who I am because of who we all are.